Hey guys, what's going on? Back with another Cold War Zombies video, and as you saw in the previous video, today Treyarch released the roadmap for Season 4, but in this I just want to talk specifically or strictly about Zombies, Outbreak, and Kino Der Toten, which is the new, I guess, remake of, hopefully, Kino Der Toten. It's set in Berlin, Germany during the 80s, and it translates into, most people know this, but I'm just going to review it. It translates into um, and Wall of the Dead, I guess. But what people don't realize, which I thought was a huge coincidence, or it could mean something, but I'm gonna say it's probably more coincidence because I know because of COVID-19 and the dev cycle and crunch time and them having to help with this game and then the last game and then maybe the next game that's coming up. There's not as many in-depth Easter eggs or really deep different level Easter eggs as there used to be in Black Ops 2, maybe in Black Ops 1, definitely in Black Ops 3 also, where they had a lot of time to put so many Easter eggs in the game. There were so many double meaning, triple meaning to stuff, and there were usually like Easter eggs hinting at the inspiration behind the zombies mode and maybe from a movie and stuff like that. Because if you go and play Black Ops 2, um, everything literally was an Easter egg. There's so much more that I need to make videos about explaining it to people. But here is the coincidence that I thought was really either clever or just a huge coincidence. If you look at Urban Dictionary and you cross-reference malware and cocky, I don't know what made me think to do that, to be honest with you. But it also means to be cocky, or I think I might have just scrolled at different meanings. And if you click on this one, it kind of made it sound like Eddie or Richtofen. And it says to think highly of oneself and expect to be treated and spoiled like a little kid. And it's referencing the Twins catcher Joe Mauer, who was actually like not good at baseball. He wasn't the greatest catcher, but he made himself seem a little bit better than he was. Like it says, special talent. It's like it says one must not have any special talents or skills for flaunting a big ego. I know Richtofen was really smart and clever, but it just made me think that maybe it's hinting at maybe an Eddie or Richtofen. Maybe it's a different style Eddie. I don't know. Was Richtofen really good at what he did, or was he just kind of cocky in himself? But again, like I said, if you go back and play some of the older, well, if you really, really with a fine tooth comb through the old maps and games, which people don't, and I've mentioned that, and it's a losing battle. You tell some of the zombie YouTubers and their subscribers, and then people in the zombies community. You really need to go back and I've been saying it for a couple years now. Go back and look at the old games and maps. Look at everything. Literally, Blundell said it, Treyarch said it, the devs said it. Several devs, zombies devs, probably even maybe Jimmy at one point. People really need to go back and look at stuff. People just kind of like they're always rushing to find the next big thing without, and they miss like 10 things that were hidden in there that probably were more important and bigger Easter eggs than some of the stuff that they eventually found. Because literally, you and I keep saying, and I'm gonna repeat myself, and it's just frustrating. And it's like I said, it's a never-ending battle. But there's so much stuff that the zombies community missed in the last like 10, 11, 12 years, whatever it is, and it just blows my mind that some of them have like 5 million subs, 1 million subs, 2 million subs, 3 million subs, and yet they never really even solved anything of importance. They just kind of went with the story that Treyarch gave them. Just thought that was interesting. Again, so I don't know, and I know it's kind of like um, a hypocritical statement because it's like this could either be an Easter egg or it could just be a huge coincidence because I know the devs don't have the time that they used to. But that is a huge coincidence that somebody with the last name Mauer fits the same description as maybe Eddie or Richtofen. But I guess I spent enough time talking about that, maybe like even 5 minutes, just to kind of hit home the point that people really need to start looking into stuff, really deeply looking into stuff. And then they also get mad when you solve it, figure it out, and they don't, or their favorite YouTubers don't. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. But anyways, that was a huge, funny coincidence. Again, I did touch on this in the past, but back to this too, Kino Der Toten, because that's what primarily I'm going to talk about. There was a multiplayer map, and some people don't know this, funny enough, called Berlin Black Ops 1 map. So Berlin Wall was a multiplayer map, which this is the same tower that you see in Kino Der Toten. It has the radio tower, it has the Berlin Wall, and it takes a lot of these uh, assets that were from the Berlin Wall multiplayer map to make into Kino Der Toten. Of course, the movie theater was just put in there, and that's another thing I need to talk about. But I don't know how I want to do that. Being that the movie theater, I mean, there is there one in real life, but there's some crazy backstory to the movie theater itself, how it got in that location. But I don't know if back then that was part of the story. But if you go into the Berlin Wall map, they take assets, but the movie theater is actually not there, which would actually kind of indicate that it was teleported there somehow. Um, but I don't want to get into that. It's probably a dead storyline, a dead angle that Treyarch was going for, or it could just be stuff that people never solved. Because again, if you go into this Berlin Wall, it has a lot of the assets from what you were seeing Kino, but then the movie theater isn't there. So that's an odd little coincidence in its own, especially when we have to deal with stuff teleporting in and out of different maps. So that was just something that I wanted to point out. I'll click on some stuff. I did play it a few days ago, but I don't know how they would. I think that the radio tower was there. No, that might be the radio tower. Yeah, it is right there. But a lot of the assets and the way it looked was taken from the multiplayer map. That's the Berlin Wall. So kind of when you look outside of Kino, the wall right here is one of them, I believe. And then I think were there two Berlin? There was one Berlin Wall, so I don't know if this is it on this side. It probably is. But it was definitely taken from this, which is funny because I wonder if they're gonna have the turrets there. I wonder. Oh, okay. What was this from? I don't know. I don't want to click on stuff and get too carried away. But anyways, those were a couple few things that maybe people missed. I did. It's nothing that I solved, but I can confirm it with what other people have in videos. Because what I do is I solve stuff and then I go back and Google or YouTube search to see if anybody else solved it. So there were a couple people that mentioned the same thing in their videos. Aside from that, I did go over that a little bit briefly before. Is Outbreak is amazing and it's a new zoo map. I don't know why people are just stupid. I mean, I hate to be so blunt, why they don't want to play Outbreak. I mean, it's not that hard. Yeah, it's a big map and you probably can't handle it, but it's crazy. It's so intense. And it's gonna be one of those things when it finally hits mainstream, and that's the one thing that irks me, I guess, about zombie YouTubers and them being so toxic. Warzone was built because big streamers streamed it, but if zombie YouTubers, which it'll never happen because it's been 12 years and you can't change people, unfortunately. That's one thing that you learn when you get older. People are who they are from the minute they're born till the day they die. Zombie YouTubers need to come together and just stream nonstop Outbreak, grow the fan base. But you know, they're scared. They don't want to lose subs and subscribers and stuff like that. And that's how Warzone grew. Is people, streamers constantly every day stream it. Who cares if people don't want to watch it or they complain about it? So many people complain about Warzone when it first came out. Unfortunately, because you're dealing with young people that care what people think, and this is their only source of income, they're going to be scared to play Outbreak. Which reminds me, I'm actually needing to get out of this because I wanted to. Let me get out of that. Okay, so I actually wanted to look at some of the screenshots, and I don't want to make this such a negative and toxic video itself, but it gets super annoying. Where like, why are people so scared of people? Like, it just blows my mind. Who cares if they don't want to watch it? Just block them. Block them on your YouTube or your Twitter. If people don't want to watch Outbreak and they're going to be negative and toxic about it, block them. And then maybe down the road you give them a second chance. But again, I shouldn't rant about it because I understand totally that it's just part of being young. This is people's source of income. Maybe people bought a new car, a new house. Maybe they have medical bills. They can't afford to go from, like, 800,000 subs to like 700,000 subs because, I'm not saying that there's a lot of. It wouldn't even have to be that. You would probably only lose like 50 subs because so many people feed off toxic, environments. But anyways, I'm trying to find the zombie stuff. Um, so this is again Kino. Again, it was taken from the Berlin map. This is an updated version, and it's also from the campaign. I wonder if they would actually do like a Berlin Wall multiplayer map. But nighttime looks pretty cool. I've been saying that for a long time now. They need more. I know people complain about any little thing, but they do need more nighttime zombie maps because you spend all that money on ray tracing and, I forget what it's called now, but the bullets that light up, just to put it bluntly in easier terms. Um, you spend all that money on bundles, but everything is in bright daylight. You can't see any of that. It looks so cool to have, almost like Star Wars, with the blasters from Star Wars. But you can see stuff light up. You can show off your blue, your red, and stuff like that in zombies. Whereas you wouldn't be able to see any of that during the daytime. So I'm glad that this one is at nighttime and it helps set the ambiance, the scary mood, and it does remind me a little bit of Shadows of Evil, obviously. I know sometimes there's some weird little coincidences or Easter eggs, so I'm just trying to look around and see if there's anything that we might have missed. Something there is blue, so that's probably either Pack-a-Punch. Is Pack-a-Punch that in the wide open like that? So that's probably Pack-a-Punch right there, or Revive Cola. I mean, that's really just what we're gonna get for a zombies image. Maybe they'll do a trailer right now. I'm probably missing a trailer because it's 3 p.m. But anyways, I will see you guys later. Just want to kind of go over a couple things, maybe some Easter eggs and backstory stuff. I'll see you guys later.